So, much like all of you, I've had plenty, more than plenty, of time to mull over the episode and gather my thoughts on what I watched. First of all, the episode is really awesome. In terms of the action, it's one of the best in the series. However, to me, I think the episode falls a little bit more than flat on the story aspect. So, in this episode, we finally see Rick deal with Rick Prime once and for all. It's gritty, it's violent, it's action packed, and above all else, it's empty. Now, I'm not sure about any of you, but this episode really lacks the impact that I was anticipating, especially when dealing with one of, if not the most evil character the show has ever put in front of our eyes. And I want to dig a bit deeper into why I feel like that. Firstly, is the placement of the episode. It's smack dab right in the middle of season 7 at episode 5. I would think that the biggest bad of the entire series would deserve a season ending finale at the very least. It's funny because thematically, it would still work if you switched the last episode of season 7 with this one. So the question is, why didn't they? Not only that, but the win felt so hollow. By all accounts, Rick lost. He died, in fact. And if Evil Morty wasn't there to save him, Rick Prime would have gotten away with it all. I know it's a bit of a nitpick, but I think the win would have felt a bit more satisfying if Rick was able to pull it off alone, at least to me. It's funny because how Rick feels at the end of the episode is the same way I felt, hollow and empty. All this build up in anticipation for this, they treat Rick Prime death just like it's another episode in the season when it should be anything but. And we don't even see the effects of this in any other episode of the season. It's just par for the course. Look, it's safe to say that the writers of Rick and Morty are pretty shit at continuity and long form storytelling. Or maybe they just fucking hate doing it. It's obvious they just wanted to get back to the episodic origins of the show with the season and wanted to wrap up any loose ends along the way. And I'm not mad about that. The focus on more episodic episodes was a fantastic choice and gave us some of the best episodes to date, at least in my opinion. Just the way that they ended it, it doesn't sit right with me. Like, goddamn, you could have at least made it the last fucking episode in the season. They handled even Morty and the Citadel a hell of a lot better, in my opinion. You don't just throw away or rush important plot beats just because you want to start fresh. I know in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter, but the shut the hell up, here you go type of attitude the showrunners have in terms of continuity is worrying. It just seems like I keep seeing it when it comes to really big story beats in the series. They kind of just back off from them, end it rather abruptly, or let it reside in ambiguity. None of these methods of storytelling actually lets the viewer feel any kind of closure or resolution in any meaningful way. I really hope they stop trying to do long form storytelling altogether. It's obviously not their wheelhouse, but of course they probably won't. It seems like the writers have a real proclivity to psychology and emotions and relationships, and they want to keep running with those themes. Personally, I don't think they're good at that either, but that's going to be another video. So, what do you guys think about my take on how they handled Rick Prime's death? I remember when it first came out and people weren't really talking about it all that much. And I think that's a testament of how badly they handled it. Like, I feel like it should have been a more bombastic, more of a spectacle kind of display. I think they did a good job as if it were just a one-off episode, is what they treated it as. But I just don't think they handled it correctly. But let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, if I'm an idiot, or if you agree. Let me know. Peace.